Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a marvelous Monday. We just came off of one holiday week, okay, with Christmas Eve, Christmas last week, and we're into another holiday week with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day this week. This is the last Monday of the year. Can y'all believe that? The last Monday of 2025. And it is exactly 1 week before my birthday. Make sure y'all write that date down. January the 5th is Open Book's birthday. That is coming soon. Okay. You know, I have the people that say, "Oh, I got you for your birthday. I got you for your birthday." You know, hey, that's one of the disadvantages of having a birthday so close to Christmas. But you know, sometimes you can get double blessed. Okay, so I'm okay with that part. But thank you all so much for tapping in on today. Let's see who we have here in the building so far. Good morning, Matt Nosy. Welcome and thank you for being first in the building. She says, season's greetings, open book and building. Yes, thank you so much. Hey, T. Smith, good morning. Welcome, sis. Hi, Jackie. Thank you for joining. It's Tay T is in the building. Welcome. Good morning, LaShonda. Thank you for joining. Queen Shailene is in the building. Welcome, sis. Hey, 71 Suburban Girl. Thank you for joining. I see you changed your picture. Okay, come on through. I love it. Hey, Tabany is in the building. Good morning. I am doing great. Hi, brown-eyed girl. I said it too fast. Welcome. Hey, Gretchen. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Hey, Andrea is in the building. Golden Girl, Janet. Come on now, Kay Brown. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining. Grand Rising, Tim Bat, Salitas. Hey, Salita, I haven't seen you in forever. Welcome, sis. Thank you for tapping in. Hi, Delisa. Is it Delisa's or Del? How do I say that? I hope I'm not messing up your name. Hey, Lakeisha, my name's sake. Okay, come on. Hey, Dreamy Girl. Look, I remembered this morning. Okay. Thank you for joining, sis. Angel Sienna Marcella. I love that name. Welcome. Let's see. Hey, Chi-Town is in the building. Thank you for tapping in this morning. Shout out to 71 Suburban Girl with the first super sticker of the day. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. I appreciate it. Hey, Jay Thomas, welcome. Okay, so y'all, Sexy Mama Libra, good morning, sis. Okay. As child people be getting on me talking about you're holding up the show. I would like fast forward through. Okay. If you don't want to hear me shout my people out, just fast forward through. Hey, Miss Parker. Thank you, Sienna. Welcome, sis. She said, I love how you know your community. You're building something special. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, Tanya. Okay. And Miss Lady, welcome. I appreciate that. I really do. Quick thing before we get into what we're going to talk about, y'all. I just had to vent right quick. This only take like 30 seconds. So we went to the hotel last week and checked out. We stayed there 3 days and four days and 3 nights. So you know how like you look at your transactions and I have a receipt for how much it was for, you know. Well, the amount changed. And I said, now what in the world is this about? So I just called them this morning. So my kids had some crafts that they took with them. And I was trying to, you know, do the right thing. And I put a towel out because it was like the little paintbrush and where they could paint these little Christmas trees and so forth. So I'm thinking I'm doing something good. Okay, I put out the towel so they wouldn't get anything on the floor and stuff like that. And y'all, do you know that they charged me $35 for one towel and said a little got on a sheet and they consider that damage? So I said, is there a manager there? Because I need to talk to a manager. Because baby, I'm big on customer service. I'm big on leaving reviews. Because my Google reviews, baby, they get viewed. Okay. I'm good at contacting Expedia. Okay. Because my thing is, how do you know if it's damaged if you haven't tried to wash it? I need to see before and after pictures, and $35 is a little pricey. And also, it should have been even swapped, because the last night there, my husband was taking a shower and child tried to adjust the shower head and it popped off. So all we could do is put it to the side because no one came and tried to fix it. So I think it should have been even swapped to me. I said $35, my friend. I posted on Facebook because I wanted to see if anyone had gone through that experience. One of my friends said, Grace should have threw that thing away. You should have threw it away. But I'm thinking, they're going to wash it. It's a dirty time. It wasn't damaged where all this huge paint. Y'all, it was the little bitty paints that you buy that come with different little, crafts. It's not even that real thick paint. It's washable, right? And so my thing is, it should have been even swapped. And then another one said throw it away. Another one's like, girl, pay that $35. Baby, you would be upset having to pay $35 for one sheet and one, not a bath towel, the little mid-sized towels. Okay. I think you'd be a little upset. I just could not believe it. So I don't know if I'm justified in being upset. Then he didn't even know when his manager was coming in. So if he doesn't call me by midday, I'm calling back. Okay, I'm not letting it go, because baby, y'all gonna give me my money back. Or else, okay, I'm gonna contact the proper people. And we'll just get, they may just give me my money, because we're considered VIP with Expedia, baby. Okay. Maybe Expedia will give me my money, okay? Because child, and I was gonna say something, but when I walked into that hotel and I looked, I was like, see, you try not to be like looking at certain people a certain type of way, like groups of people. But I just felt like something was gonna be off with this whole little thing by the end of that trip. I mean, we had a good stay while we were there. It was spacious, clean, and stuff like that. But never again, never again. And if I have to contact corporate, I may have to take it there if he does not try to make some type of adjustment. It's the whole principle of a situation. To me, I'm about that. Because come on now, that should have been even swap, child. When y'all walked up in there and saw that shower head on the sink, did y'all take a picture of that? Oh, okay. Probably not. Let's see here. Yes, it's crazy. It is crazy. So I didn't know if I was justified in being upset. So I just, wanted to vent to you. I wanted to vent to y'all till we get into it. I done lost 3 people that did not want to hear that. I don't care. Let's see. Sienna said, mind you, I used to work at a hotel. The amount of sheets, towels, comforters we would throw out in a week. That's what I'm saying. So the child charged the people. Okay. Yes. For one towel and one sheet, brown eyed girl. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. Okay. So y'all, we're going to get into it. Okay. Welcome everyone coming on in. Make sure y'all tap the like button. It is for free. Right. Okay. Thank you. They've seen worse things. Okay. Okay, so you work in that industry. Okay, so I should call corporate. Thank you for that. Yeah, if they don't, try to work with me on this, that's my next step. And I'm gonna do a Google review, and I'm going to do a Expedia. I'm gonna get with Expedia too, because baby, we need our coins, baby. Nobody's trying to. It's just the principle, child. It was Christmas, my birthday coming up, child. Look, we don't have time for that. All right, so a couple of things, y'all, we're going to get into. A little funny side note, I was in Quadra's Bushes last night, okay? And allegedly, I didn't realize that Carlos, now this is what he's saying, when they used to hang out and hang together. Oh, and let me say my disclaimer also. This live is for educational entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Okay. Right. A towel set isn't even $35. Thank you. Child, it wasn't even the bad towel. Okay. I could see if it was the big towel. Child, y'all saw them paintbrushes in there. It's like, ooh. Okay, let's just say, child, stop. And I hope y'all didn't rub no extra paint or nothing on it to make it look worse. Okay. They need to give me my money back. Okay. Yes, I'm telling you. Yep, that's the Capricorn. I got that side to me. Okay. But he said that allegedly Carlos was the type, and when I tell y'all, I could see this and definitely got what he was saying. He said that allegedly when they would go out, Carlos would keep the tags in his clothes, okay, so that he would try not to get nothing on it because he was the type to go and take things back to Saks or wherever they bought it from. Okay, so he returns stuff. He tries not to get stuff on it. He tries to be cheap or just doesn't really have it like that and then returns things. I just was like, what? So he keeps tags in his clothes, trying to be out here front, and then you took it, you would take your stuff back. Now y'all know we've heard of people doing that, but not the player, the one out here front on the internet and rap videos trying to front all these name brand fashions. You mean to tell me that person, okay, keeps the tags in the clothes? Y'all, I'm on vacation, so y'all, we just relaxed and just going with the flow, okay? I just could not believe that. I was tickled. Yes, girl, the one that used to hang with him, okay? According to him, they don't hang out anymore like that, okay? But when they did, he was one of those guys, okay? And see, you could kind of get that air from him when he talks about certain stuff. She would mess up my stuff, and there were posts where Romeca was talking about how he said he was gonna do stuff for his son, not doing stuff for her son. You said you gonna get it. What happened to the shoes? Y'all see, that's the thing. See, it's all coming out. Okay, it's all coming out. Just let people talk enough. Now, remember, he did that post talking about he got his boy shoes. Well, Romeca's sister called him out on Gigi's panel that day saying, well, where are the shoes? Okay, so you even front for social media. Shout out to Gretchen for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. You were even fronting for the internet. Okay, posting like you out here buying shoes and your son is still waiting on those shoes. Okay, I guess you can't take those back. Oh, okay, maybe that's it. Okay, got it. Hi, Miss J. Good morning. But I just thought that was funny. Carlos is just traveling all the way around. Right, that's probably baby. We saw that when he was trying to get the baby's ears pierced. He didn't even want to spend his own money. You up here, you would prefer going to jail using a fake credit card, allegedly, okay, instead of your own money just to get your son's ears pierced. Then when you looking at the little board, you up there talking about it's expensive and stuff like that. Well, I guess it is. If you don't want to keep your own clothes, okay. Right. He does fit that type. That's why I was like, I don't think he lying about this. Hey, Latrice, good morning. I really don't think he is lying about that part at all. Okay. That boy's feelings is hurt. This is something a scoring X not a scoring X reveals to be petty. Lord, his feelings is hurt. Hey, Love Spice, welcome. Hi, Amy. Okay. Yes, she said what? Not big baller shot call. That had 20 bands that day. He got stumped out talking about he had 20 bands in his pocket the day that they were beating him up. Child, why are you walking around with $20,000 allegedly in your pocket? Okay, that money would have fallen out. You probably trying to do some type of claim. Yeah, he probably trying to do a claim. Oh my gosh, who you gonna sue? You're gonna take the officers. You're gonna take the people at the courthouse. This happened on court grounds. You're gonna try to sue the family. Like who? how you gonna try to get your money? Because now you probably will say, I couldn't find my money after they beat me up. Okay, flashing money and returning clothes back to the department store. I was done. I'm telling you, yeah, the big spender. That's the one. Okay, he probably disputes the charges. Sometimes those people, they will do things like that. Okay, trying to get money back for things and so forth. I'm like, but I truly felt that was right. He looked like that type, fit that type of category. Let me just wear it, do a quick video, do a picture, and then let me go take this shirt back. Like, that is so bootleg to me. I believe Romeca bought his outfits too when they dressed alike. Probably did. And that is so sad. Probably did. Shout out to Philly Girl Juice for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Good morning, Chat It Up with G. Thank you for tapping in. Shout out to Rhapsody for the super sticker and for being a sponsor. Thank you so much. So then, y'all, Jay Thomas said that cash was fraud money too. Probably because anytime people walking around allegedly with 20 G's like that in their pockets, it's questionable. Okay, people with money and stuff, legal money, not usually walking around with that much money on them anyways. Okay, she said he can't buy no shoes because he got to buy lubricant. Oh, now Golden Girl, see, I read the first part. Y'all trick me every time. I don't proofread the comments. I'm just a clicking and reading, and y'all gonna get me tied up in some mess. Okay, they gonna think I'm trying to be funny. I didn't even see the last part of the comment until I started reading it. Okay, I thought only females did that. I thought so too. When he said it, y'all, I was tickled. I said, but I can see that. But I thought only females did that too. Child, he tried to pull a Dr. Wendy. Girl, you wrong for that. Child, poor Wendy is, ooh, she is in some trouble. Her and her husband from, which one is that? Real Housewives of Potomac. Baby, they both probably going to jail. Okay. Good morning, honey, 5K gangster. All right, so y'all, the next little topic, let's get into this. Shout out to Kobe's TV. I don't know if she's in the bushes or out there, but shout out to her. Y'all, sis be up there getting some info, some hot news, hot off the press. And y'all sent me over there the other day because I had missed that video. This is when I think I was on the road traveling. And so y'all kept telling me in the comments, I said, let me go see this video that everybody is talking about. This was the one where she was talking about Holly had a home health business. Now, I hadn't heard that before because shocked. And I was definitely shocked that her name tied to anything with home health was a trick. Okay. I thought y'all were fooling me in the comments that day. Y'all silly. So you said you can't walk or ride around with anything over 9,999.99 cents. She didn't put the cents on there. He lying. They would have took that money and questioned him about that money. I don't believe it either. Okay, hey, True Blessings. Well, he can't take them back from the courthouse. I'm telling you. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, so baby, Kobe's TV pulled up some information that I wasn't aware of. And shout out to her. Like I said, I'm not going to play her video, but I wanted to expound on some information that she shared with us. Now, this was public information. This was Holly's information from her business. It showed the business name. The entity was Fidelity Home Health Services, LLC. It showed that it was involuntarily dissolved. Okay, and I'm going to go over that, what that means. It was registered February I need my glasses. That is 6th. Okay, February. Let me put my glasses out. Child, because I'm going to have to read some anyway. Hold on. February the 16th, 2023, which was about 2 years ago. Okay, that's when it was registered. Now, remember, I said, wait a second. So y'all mean to tell me she had a home health, but she was on the video talking about she was not the type that would want to clean old people's behinds. Is that the same girl? I just couldn't believe it. And I'm telling you, I hadn't seen the video, but just by y'all telling me what Cold Piece had said in her video, I couldn't make it make sense because that's like a teacher advertising her own business but in the real world saying F the kids. Okay, so it doesn't go together. You should have with what you're doing the heart for what you're doing. That's a part of your vision, a part of what you are, what you love to do. So that would have been the last thing I would have been trying to throw shade at Romeca for if I had my own business. Something else that I took note of on this was Fidelity Home Health Services. Now, the name in itself has multiple businesses like that. Okay. See, she chose a name, and hey, y'all, can we be honest? Don't tell nobody. This, and I'm drinking my coffee. This here with this Fidelity Home Health Services LLC and the name and how close it is to other names, something about her tells me this was not her idea. I don't think this was any of her idea. Something about her tells me that this whole thing was not her by herself coming up with it. I really, really just could not wrap my mind that that's the same girl that we see on these videos talking like she in high school, coming up with these different names, because the name is, when I tell y'all, reputable company, right? Now, they added LLC on here. Now, I'm saying this for a reason, because when I show y'all why businesses are involuntarily dissolved, it'll make sense. Okay. Because why would you choose a name of a business where there's already a business with that name? That's a huge business, right? You could have chosen Shay Shay's, I'm just saying something, Shay Shay's Home Health or something like that. Okay. Or we help them. We help them home health. I'm just using some examples. Okay. So that sparked a red flag, because when you go and type in that name, it pops up, but it's not hers. It's multiple businesses like that. Okay. Now, another thing to take note of, and welcome everyone coming in. I'm not really looking at the chat too much. Let's see. Some ladies wear dresses alike, the ladies, but them. Not saying it's the case, but those are easy to run money through. Okay, Sienna, clock that. Okay, clock that. She chose a name. Come on. See, we got the smart crew in here this morning. Come on now. Okay, it would easily, see, think about this. Child, they chose, because I'm going to say they. I do not think she came up with this on her own. It's just my opinion. They chose a name that blended in, just like how she was trying to blend in with the witnesses the day Romeca was shot. They chose a name that would blend in, that would not really stand out. Okay, that was one red flag right there. Okay, and so when they hit your card, you think it's the 401k company, and you won't dispute it. Come on, girl. You better talk this morning. Okay. True Blessing said, I heard that Carlos convinced Holly to start that home health care business. And it wouldn't surprise me, because this here, baby, has skimmity whamity. Shout out to Retta all over it. Okay. I was like, no, wait. Because see, the video, which what she said, showed that this wasn't all her vision. You see what I'm saying? When you have a vision and a mind to have a business, like I said, what you say and speak is going to go in line with what you do. Okay? If you are proclaiming to have a home health business, that's the last thing you're going to talk about is cleaning old people's butt and you wouldn't do it. You telling out for yourself. This idea was not all yours. Okay? It was not all yours. This is not something that you were truly into. Okay, so why you got it? Why did you get this home health business? Now, something else to note was this was registered and effective February the 16th, 2023, but it was involuntarily dissolved August the 9th, 2024. Okay, so she stayed in business for a little over a year. She didn't shut it down. It was the government shut it down. Okay, so we're going to get into reasons why a business would be involuntarily dissolved. She done went from criminal justice to eyelash vending machine. Come on now, to home health. I think she just went and registered a DBA and didn't know filing it under LLC that is ton of paperwork involved. Exactly. Because remember, some people think, oh, let me just put some of my kids on here. Hey, Quadre, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. Some people think, oh, let me just get the number of people that you need to have an LLC because, you know, there are certain tax breaks and things like that. But y'all, when you have an LLC, it is way more to do than a sole proprietorship. Okay. You have way more things to take care of that the government watches and all of that. It's not just about somebody was trying to tell me that. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna do that. Child, let me look into that. Let me see what I need to do in order to get that, you know, and keep that going. Because, baby, I don't fool with the IRS. Okay. So we definitely, and anytime I got audited, child, I make sure that's one person you're gonna pay. Okay, it's the I to the R to the S. You're not going to play with them. Okay, and so some people try to play these games to have these businesses so they can get certain benefits, so they can get certain tax breaks and all of that. But that stuff can catch up with you. Best believe the government is going to want their money. Okay, best believe that. Someone mentioned in Copiece's chat that it was probably for a PPP loan. I don't know. Now, if she had done this in 2020, 2021, I think that was around the time when the PPP loans, baby, some of those people have been in jail also. Okay, they were out here scheming, okay, saying they got a business, employees they got to pay, and no, you didn't have a business. Now you're sitting in jail for $500,000, or some got $100,000, $50,000 loan, playing with the government's money. Like, it's not good. He probably filed taxes for them. Oh, Gretchen, clock it. Okay, clock it. See, this stuff here, y'all, goes into when we talk about organization and the different things that come with that. Okay, because I don't think she came up with this idea by herself. I really don't. You said she hasn't worked since she graduated from high school. Wait a minute. Tanya be having me too. She said she's too slow to come up with anything except for CCL and a TPO. That's all she said. She couldn't even come up with self-defense. Okay, they don't play when it comes to LLCs. I'm sure they wouldn't have been able to get it off the ground. Exactly. Now, I did see someone had brought up maybe she had used this business to say she was taking care of her grandmother. You know, her grandmother's name comes up talking about Romeca called the grandmother, saying she's going to unalive Holly and all of this. So maybe, you know, hey, you got some old people in your family that you can say you're taking care of. And hey, use that. Okay. We'll say that you're taking her to the doctor and things like that. But with an LLC, who else was on there? Who else was a part of this business? Because with an LLC, you cannot run that as a sole proprietorship. Okay, so I'm curious to know if anyone's going to do that digging, because child, that's beyond what I feel like digging for. But if anyone did that digging, who else was on the LLC? It had to have been multiple people for it to be considered an LLC. Good morning, Crease. Conversation Lounge is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis. Okay, you say it's a fake business. A lot of y'all saying fake business. That's exactly what they do. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I thought the PPP loans would have been over with by then. Hey, Terry, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I think that it would have been over with by then. Keep him from getting caught up. Uncle Sam don't care. He want his money, right? So then, y'all, let me show y'all this. Okay, let me pull this up. So I like to do some research. I'm the teacher mind in me. This is how I pass my little cert tests and things. If you see vocabulary, one thing, y'all, if you are out there, you're trying to take a test for anything, you do a practice test, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Get you some paper, notebook, any vocabulary that you don't know in the questions or answers, look it up. Keep track of that because a lot of times people not passing tests because they don't know what the words mean. Okay. Once you know what the words mean, baby, you'll ace that test. That's how I pass my teaching test. That's just a little clue right there for anybody taking any type of cert test. That's a clue right there. That's how you can pass. Now, I didn't know what involuntary dissolution meant. So I looked that up. Okay. And that's my mouth dropped because I said, what do they have going on, child? This is too much. Okay. This stuff, I told y'all, this thing has layers, y'all. The more you start looking into certain things, it has layers. All right. So it says that involuntary, let me go here. This is from Legal Clarity Team. Okay, let me see this. Let me pull it up bigger. People was on that LLC wave during COVID to get tax breaks and business loans. Right. Yeah, Miss Dolce and Gabbana was scamming. Hi, Renitha. Welcome. Okay, so let me go back up. All right. So involuntary dissolution of a limited liability company, which is what LLC is a legal process with significant consequences for the business and its members. Unlike voluntary, now those are two different things. Voluntary dissolution, which occurs when members agree to close the LLC. So you could say, look, I no longer want this business. Okay. So I'm going to get with me, the members, and we are going to shut down the business. We no longer want it. Okay. You are able to do that as well. However, involuntary dissolution is different. Okay. It is imposed by a court or regulatory authority due to specific circumstances. Okay. Now, understanding this process is crucial for LLC members as it impacts the company's operations and carries potential financial and legal implications. Okay. So let's see what are some of the grounds for having involuntary dissolution. Involuntary dissolution arises from circumstances typically beyond the control of the members. These grounds are legally defined and vary by jurisdiction. Recognizing these triggers can help LLC members address potential risks. All right, now check this paragraph out. Who y'all? Legal violations. Non-compliance with state regulations, fraudulent activities, or operating outside the law are common reasons for involuntary dissolution. Let me say that again. Non-compliance with state regulations, fraudulent activities, or operating outside the law are common reasons for involuntary dissolution. For instance, fraudulent financial reporting, or misleading advertising could prompt regulatory action. Violations of environmental laws may also lead to dissolution. The process often begins with a formal complaint. Who complained? Did somebody complain about this business? Did somebody draw some type of attention? I'm just curious. I don't know. The process often begins with a formal complaint or investigation by a regulatory body, followed by court proceedings. What y'all, how many times she gonna be in this court? Okay, did she have to go to court for this? See, y'all is good at looking that up, child. Hey, have at it. I don't know. Let us know. Okay, because baby, this scared me. Because I was like, wait, you gotta go through all of this? Maintaining compliance practices and conducting regular audits can help LLCs avoid these issues. Hey world, good morning. Thank you for joining. She said she told you that she would never, because she wasn't looking for it to be looked into. Hello, come on, Gretchen. Okay. She didn't think Romeca was like, oh, let me go and see. She got a business, but she out here talking about me. See, she didn't have time for that. She was working, going to school, doing her thing. Girl, she didn't have time to look for your business and see that you out here with a whole business that was involuntarily dissolved. And then we still trying to figure out why. Because these reasons that they're giving us that happens, it's not looking good. Okay, you and your boy got some stuff in common. Y'all got some stuff in common. Somebody just said it earlier. You all over the place. You got the eyelash vending machine. You got they just putting her name all over everything. You got the what else she did, y'all? You got the OnlyFans. So you done went from the home help to OnlyFans? Because that didn't work out. Hey, Brandy, good morning. Matt Nosey said perhaps they set up that business to get a fraudulent corporate card from y'all. And I want you know what? You're doing exactly what I want you to do. Okay. If you connect some dots, okay, some of this stuff, now we have no official proof of it. All of it is alleged. But if you cue in his little scams, okay, the Navy Federals, and you got a business happening right here, you can possibly get a card. Child, this stuff here, if they really look into it, it goes deep. And I'm curious to know if it's all connected. So her hand has been popped more than one time. Girl, okay, because who all was involved in that? Even if she used her grandma as a front, she still has to show documentation, which is why the government shut it down. Oh, come on now. Right. Let's say world, clock it. Clock that. Okay. Good morning, Karen. Welcome. Brittany said, I got a question. Since Holly let her attorney Ari go, I wonder who would want to represent Holly as a client. I think that it may not matter who she gets. When did that happen? I haven't seen that, Brittany, about being let go. The sad part is this has become a personality war instead of what's right and wrong. Self-defense is one thing. Yes, get back is another. Yes, say that. Okay, I agree. For all we know, they wasn't paying taxes and wasn't in compliance. Exactly. Chi-Town, I'm telling you, you got to. Hey, Superwoman, welcome. You know what? I was reading. I was on another screen. I can see you. I wasn't even looking at the comments, y'all. My bad. Are there any reviews on the place? I couldn't even find it, Rhapsody. I could find the other business with that name, but I couldn't even find that one. They probably deleted it. Because I'm wondering when they involuntarily dissolve it, do they delete it as well? That's my question. Like, so that people can't sign up or things like that. They probably took out business loans, fraudulent loans, possibly. I could see that, allegedly, because I don't know if that to be true or not, but that could be a possibility. But some reason they were alerted, whether it was through a complaint or whether it was through a red flag that popped up and they said, uh-oh, we got to look more into this business. See, sometimes people get greedy. Okay. They may say, I'm a oh, we can do this, not going for the 50,000. Oh, now let's try for a loan for 500,000. See, that puts you on the radar now. You have a new business, you out here applying for loans, and I'm not saying that she did, but I'm just using this as an example. You out here applying for big loans, right? The government will, certain things they will flag. Okay, so when I used to work for the bank, any amounts that you deposit over a certain amount each day, it flags the government anyways. Okay, so if you take $20,000 cash to the bank, automatically it's a flag that's sent out. Okay, they look into that. They're like, oh, well, where this person getting all this money? Now, not to say you're gonna go into an investigation, because people got legit businesses, they take cash and all of this, but it does put a flag out there. Okay, that this is a deposit limit each day without a flag. So sometimes people will deposit just enough where it doesn't flag the government. Okay, that day. And then they'll deposit a little more the next day. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 days later. But certain things can cause a red flag. So I don't know if there was a red flag to this or what. Okay, having an LLC is no joke. Me and my sister have one for CPR with a trademark. We didn't use it for 1 year and still had to show Uncle Sam. Holly tried to scheme the government and failed. Ooh, hey, SG, good morning. Child, see, she has one. She said it's work. Okay, because they want to see proof, paperwork of all of that. So you got to keep that up. You can't open a business such as an LLC to take care of a family member. An LLC is a business created to provide services to the community or country, not just one person. Oh, now that's good info right there. So I wonder, does she have to show proof that your business is providing service to somebody in the community? Like, oh, y'all, that thing is deep right there. See, she probably wouldn't have known that. That's why I'm saying I don't think that she was solely behind that business. Who would just say, I want to do an LLC of a home health business? I think they put her name on it. They put her name as a manager, but I'm pretty sure there are other names out there that were on there because it's an LLC. Yeah, anything over 10,000. Thank you, SG. Yes, that's the limit. So some people try not to deposit that amount at the same time because they don't want it to be flagged. Exactly, Tanya. Okay. And hence, Tanya, this is something else. If you think about this, y'all, see, people that feel like they gotten away with stuff, I'm going to take this down because we're going to look at another video. People that feel like they've gotten away with things tend to continue to try to get away with things. Okay. Like, I don't know what came out of the court case with all of that, but she was out of jail. Okay. Because hence we wouldn't have had September 8th happen. But she was out of jail. That was just dissolved last year, y'all. August of last year. This wasn't 5 years ago. This just happened. Okay. Now look at all the things that transpired between August and September of this year. See, some people get the big head like, oh, I keep getting away with this, or I got away with this. Okay, she's been involved in other stuff too. She wasn't in jail. So her head was getting bigger each time. Carlos, he ain't in jail. He has been. He's not. He feel like he can get away with stuff. Their heads get bigger and bigger and bigger, thinking they can get away with things. She's thinking now she's going to get out and get away with this because she's gotten away with so much. But it's only a matter of time when that stuff catches up with you. Saying that they have that type of money coming in, right? You have to show proof that you have X amount of dollars coming in. The business probably didn't have a tax ID and was registered with the IRS. And you definitely have to do that. Shoes, you have to do that with the sole proprietorship. Getting people Social Security checks turned off. Ooh, and that could go into it too. Okay. We don't know. She has some clients all over, Social Security checks coming there. These people don't have their money. It could be anything like that. And she was the manager. Come on now. Philly Girl Juice, you better clock it. Okay. If she was the manager, who was the owner? I told y'all it's multiple people involved in that. If you have an LLC, you can't find what's not there. Exactly. Scammers will always be scammers. She is big walking red flag. Yes. Good morning. Isn't she lovely? I'm telling you, it's someone else. That was not just her idea. On a lot of these things we're starting to see is multiple people involved in it. Anybody can register a DBA, but it's the other documents required afterwards to actually become a legal business. That part. Right? Because what other case she's still fighting now? Thank you. Okay, clock it. And guess what? We wouldn't, if Cold Piece TV had not brought this out, we would not have even known about this. Okay. But it's like the more time that goes on with this, the more stuff that comes out that people wouldn't have thought to even look into. We're trying to get justice for Romeca. We weren't even thinking about this girl's home health service. Okay. And what type of case she had with that. So the more stuff is starting to come out. A home health service comes with license. You have to go through the OCR registry, FBI, etc. It is not so easy. It has more restrictions than opening a daycare. Taking care of elderly is no joke. Wow. So she would have had to have shown proof of that as well. Oh my gosh. She definitely had a sponsor for that LLC, the family full of frauds. How much it takes to run that business. Ooh, money. Okay, a whole home health service. The state would have inspected the house to. Oh, and thank you for saying that, Amy. The address, y'all. This is something else they brought up on Cold Piece's live. The address that she had this business registered for is the same address where they picked her up when they arrested her. The exact same address. So she was using, and I mean, people do that part. You can use your home as the address of your business, but she didn't even have an office with the whole LLC. Okay, so that's another red flag because if you have a sole proprietorship, now that really, some people still trying to get offices and things like that. And nowadays you can get those, you can rent out those, I forget what they call them, like office spaces at these buildings. Because I was considering getting one of those, but it's like you have your own office suite, and it's a shared office space where you go to these different, and they're big buildings, but that would be considered your business address at that suite. And so you could do things like that. They're trying to make it more economical for business owners. So for a sole proprietorship, then that may be okay. But if you have a whole LLC and you're operating out of your house, that's probably a red flag too. Okay. But Amy said the state would have inspected the house to make sure it was suitable to care for clients. She would have needed OSHA certification, CPR certification, amongst other certifications. Child, okay. And LLC is one thing, but the licenses to get to run such businesses is no joke. Your background has to be squeaky clean. Child, they probably looked into the background and said, "Are you kidding me?" Okay. They probably was like, "Girl, what made you come up with this idea?" Okay. Who else is on here too? Oh, I didn't know a driving record could disqualify you. Wow. She said whoever told her was dumb too. Nah, she not a real scammer. Real scammers never get caught. She trying to be in the mix. Yes. Baby, you have to have top-notch experience with this, if you gonna really, because there are people that really get away with stuff like this, or try to. Child, I would not have pegged her for the type to come up with this type of scam. Okay. That's why I questioned it. Not the fact that Cold Piece, I wasn't questioning her finding the info. I questioned Holly being a manager of anything like this. Like, why was her name even on there? Okay, but see, people use different family members, people like that, just so they can develop LLCs, not knowing what goes with that. Okay, hey, Athena, shout out to Sienna for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Hey, Barbara, good morning. She only thinks she's getting away. My God sees all and knows all, period. Right. It's just a matter of time. Might not be over with. Sometimes things tend to come back. Come on now. Okay? Because look, we don't know if any of this is connected with the C Man. And hence them looking more into stuff. If that's still ongoing, because see, I don't know if that court case or the procedures and all that with that have gone away. Okay? Or if that's still something pending. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, fast forward now, he's showing credit cards on live and money on live. Okay. We don't know how any of this is connected. That's why I said, y'all, some stuff that's going on behind the scenes. That's why I had to talk to myself the other day and say, be patient. Okay. Because we don't know what they're working on or what they're looking into with all of this. This is a lot. It's a lot of layers. And layers lead to justice because you got to see, sometimes you got to undo some layers to get to the root. Okay, get to that main thing. Yeah, Miss, I would never. Yes, girl, wipe old people's. Yes, but you got to hold. I just cannot get. I can't get that. I'm a CNA. Hi, Sharina's World. I'm a CNA and I have an LLC myself. I had to be fingerprinted. Oh, background check. Oh, they literally run you just like they literally run you just like they run your background for a police job, especially when it comes to PCA and CNA. See, y'all, if they were running her like that and she had those other situations that came out, that could have brought up a red flag because she didn't even have the business but a little over a year before it was involuntarily dissolved. Yep, let's not forget fingerprints, FBI clearances, child abuse clearance, mandated reporter, all of that. Having an LLC for a health service is tedious. Most likely, she failed to provide full documentation. It could be coming up now. We don't know. When he shows up, he shows out. It's so true. That is federal. You can't have no criminal record when it comes to CNA or PCA, and you can't get arrested. Well, we already know she would have been out of the mix. Okay, just by her, going to jail. And now the driving record is important because you have to have a vehicle to operate to take elderly to their appointments, pick up med supplies. Wow, I'm going to edit a video. Open, may your life and platform be blessed. Thank you, Latte. I appreciate it. And same to you. I love you. Thank you so much for tapping in today. So, y'all, I wanted to show this other video. Shout out to Shanitra Speaks. Y'all, she rocks it. When I tell y'all, she rocks it. I love her content and her videos. But y'all, she was going into more info about the lawyer. Okay, let me pull this up. And some other background information that she was sharing, not talking about the lawyer, but her experience and things that have been coming up recently. But she did a video that I wanted to react to, some of it. And y'all, some of this stuff, it was never before seen by me for sure. That she had gotten in this video. I hadn't seen some footage even with Romeca. I hadn't seen certain videos. So it was good to see different videos of her that I hadn't seen before with her talking and so forth. Okay, let's go.
of this, right? So we don't have to go into great detail. There is video that goes over the actual attack and how it transpired, right?
Entirely possible. Holly Johnson could walk, or she may just plead out.
Holly Johnson's defense attorney has previously been successful at—
Now, hold on, y'all. Some stuff I gotta pause.
There's video of this, right? So we don't have to go into great detail. There is video that goes over the actual attack and how it transpired, right?
Entirely possible.
Now we are still waiting to find that video, okay, or see that video, I should say. Some stuff they have access to that we don't have access to yet. Okay, so I'm ready to see that video, this infamous video that people have been talking about, okay, with the bus video, okay, pod camera video that they have access to, but we have not been able to see it yet. I think she got the idea since Romeca was doing it with hopes to come on now, the hopes to one up her, but didn't go through with it though. Her name shows up because she opened it. You can open an LLC and list yourself as whatever. Got you. Okay. But don't you have to have other people for it to even be considered an LLC? Hey, Honey Drip. Good morning, sis. Okay. You have to be clear with fingerprints. I had to do all that to take care of my husband when he got really sick from cancer. Wow. See, Barbara? Okay. I'm telling you. So I'm wondering, hey, Joy to the world. Good morning, sis.
Possible. Holly Johnson could walk, or she may just plead out.
Now look at this. He said this on a live, y'all. He said we ain't ducking nigga. Okay. He said they do it again. Be ready. Now, let me move this comment out the way so y'all can see it. Now, my thing is this. See, this is already creating unnecessary tension. Okay? Because now it looks like you're trying to start mess at the next court date. Okay? If everybody would just comply and do what they are asking you to do. If you were going out, go to your car. But now this is like some type of intimidation tactic. Okay? And then I'm hoping that the police and people are looking at this to be prepared. Because why? To me, this is like a threat that you are doing on live. I just couldn't believe that he said that on a live.
Holly Johnson's defense attorney has previously been successful as co-counsel in a high-profile Chicago murder case where self-defense was argued and the incident was captured on video. Since it became public that she is representing Holly, her background has started to come up online. Social media has been divided, with some calling her one of the best and others questioning if she has handled more serious cases. Today, we're taking a closer look at who Holly's attorney is, the prior high-profile murder case, and the live Carlos did on December the 24th. In that live, many believe that the comments made were in reference to what occurred at the courthouse. Now, before we get into all of that,
Now, wait. I see. She even got this infamous video. Oh my God. Here's some comments on the side. Now, I like how she also blurs out the who the people are so the people are not harassed and so forth. She said, this post said, you ruined that girl's life and you killed my sister. She said all of the correct words. She wasn't out there saying F Holly. She knew Holly was brainwashed and he took advantage and poisoned her brain. I wish all guys would be held accountable with situations like this. Then it says family needs to represent with dignity and grace. Don't get caught up in unruly behavior. The show in front of that courthouse is insane. We want justice for pretty girl Meeks. The judge should limit the amount of family members who can attend these court proceedings. Carlos should be prohibited from attending court until it's time for him to testify. I agree with that. Okay. If you're going to add fuel to the fire, why are you even in there? Okay. That in itself is a red flag. And yeah, if he's going to testify, I don't think he needs to be in there anyways. Okay, go on and wait it out till it's your turn. But I think with him being there, he's doing just enough to keep little Miss Holly satisfied. Like, my man is supporting me. Okay, I also got to see what they saying up in here. Keeping track of that. He not slick. Okay, we already know you're not into her like that, child. Bomb. Okay, but he's trying to also see what information comes out. How can we twist stuff? Okay, like how that day. How you going to give them extra information 2 hours later? Okay, so yeah, I really see him as that type. Hey Becca, good morning. Carlos and David wanted trouble. That's why they were still out there, and that's why he got he got knocked out. Okay, and they put this video in there, got me tickled. Hey Ruby, I'm telling you, he's trying to keep up with it.
Let's walk through what led to Holly needing to argue self-defense in the first place. Okay, so listen to this very short clip regarding what prosecutors say occurred on September the 8th, 2025.
Hey, local businesses, win $10,000 of unskippable billboard media in your.
On September 8th, investigators say Johnson and the father of her child were near his home. They drove Johnson to 20 West Romeca, where her car was parked. They placed their 6-month-old into Johnson's car in the back seat. Around the same time, Blackman had just dropped off her son at a nearby school and drove back to the area where Johnson and the father were. Witnesses told police the women argued. They reported the father pushing Johnson away and Blackman standing with her arms crossed. They say he then slammed a car door on Blackman and also put her in a chokehold. Prosecutors say Johnson broke free, and that is when, or I should say Blackman broke free, and that is when Blackman was shot once. And then that's when they say Johnson paused, then fired 2 more times. Police recovered 3 9mm casings there at that scene. Johnson legally owned the gun and claimed self-defense. Prosecutors say Blackman was unarmed. Her son turned 7 days after the shooting and is still asking to this very day, where is his mother?
Now, Carlos is at the center of this because he shares a child with the victim and the suspect in this, and he was the connection.
Oh, man, I was trying to catch it. Y'all, this here, okay, for those of you, because he took it off of his, let me get back to the part. Okay.
Now,
okay, the picture to the left, this is on his page because I remember seeing it on Nick and Night. She had went through she did a live and she was going through his Facebook page before he shut it down, right? Now, this part over here to the left, this was a time when they had a family event. He had a family event, and he said that Holly snuck into town for the event. He didn't even know she was coming. So you sneaking up on this man, he didn't even know you coming to his family's event. Okay. But he had that post on there also. That was one of like the only posts that I saw him posting her. And this is after she had the baby because she had her son with her. Okay. But throughout the rest of his page, he did not have a lot of pictures with him and Holly. Even recently, you don't see a lot of pictures with him and Holly. When he came back with his Facebook page, he was sharing pictures of him and Romeca. He still had Romeca on his mind and their son. But you don't see a lot of him and Holly. This was one of the only ones that I saw on his page before he had deactivated that page. Holly was love struck, so anything Carlos said was gold to her. Yep. She felt special because she was walking on another woman's tears, and Carlos didn't give a damn. Now here we are awaiting Holly's fate. Yes, he still doesn't. He still doesn't. But to her, it's still my man, my man, my man. Okay? Like, really? You in jail, girl?
Carlos is at the center of this because he shares a child with the victim and the suspect in this, and he was the connection between both of them. Now, on the day that the tragedy unfolded, he was heard saying that it was self-defense, and he has continued to maintain that he is not Team Meeks or Holly. He took to social media on November the 23rd and said, y'all talking about Team Meeks or Team Holly? I wasn't on none of their sides because I was there for both of them. I took.
That is a contradictory statement. You said you're not on either side, but I was there for both. Like, that doesn't make sense to me when he made that statement.
Care of them both. He also followed that up with another status that said, this is a terrible situation I have to face, and God knows who was right and wrong in that situation. I know y'all want me to be the bad guy so bad, but that's just not me. Please stop trying to harass me on this app, people. I loved and was there for both of my baby moms and was a very active father. So he has made his position clear to some by showing up to court to support Holly as she moves through the process in facing this charge.
Okay, so right here, okay, so it says that the post that was shared just left felony bond court. He is bold. Carlos was at the hearing on Holly's side with all that family there. I didn't stay around to find out if he survived. Holly is and will remain in custody until the outcome of this case. Attorney Ari Williams is representing the defendant, Holly Johnson. She is arguing self-defense. You know, I want to see what her theory of the self-defense is going to be. We will see what happens. I will tell you this: Romeca had a strong family presence there. And then someone shared it. She didn't put the name, but she said, y'all keep saying that attorney, a cold lady, she might beat it, but I wouldn't have dared took this case. It's a lot of people upset about this. You putting your life in jeopardy as well. And no, I don't want to go back and forth. I said what I said. Okay.
Now, Holly continues to maintain that it was self-defense, and her family continues to publicly support her. When news broke that Holly had been charged in connection to Romeca's death, because it did take 87 days before charges were brought forth against Holly. When that news broke, her family member, an alleged family member, came forward and reshared the mugshot with the caption, "Little stuff to a giant, you got this, sis." So now the question becomes if Holly's defense attorney will be able to get her off. Now, according to Holly and Carlos, who were at the scene when this tragedy unfolded, we heard in the viral clip that went around, Holly stated that it was self-defense, that she was licensed to carry. Carlos also made some comments allegedly stating that it was self-defense as well.
I'm licensed to carry.
It doesn't matter.
She shot her. I was standing over there. She shot her.
She's the one who shot her.
She's the one who shot her.
Restraining order, but she shot her.
No, it wasn't. You had it for the car, and I saw you.
You were trying to cover the car.
She shot her. This girl right here. She shot her. She shot her. She put the gun in the car. She put the gun in the car. The gun is in the car.
So regardless of what witnesses have stated and what you heard in the clips, Carlos has since come out publicly and pushed.
Okay, so this was August 5th, 2023. And Romeca put, let me make sure I'm off mute. Okay, because sometimes I'm on another screen, y'all forget to unmute. She said, woke up grateful despite anything negative. I always have a great heart. I thank God for that. I become so at peace with understanding everything won't always go my way, but I'll always be led in the right direction. My son is amazing and smart. I have a loving family and some real friends I can always count on. Life isn't always great, but I make the best of it all. Y'all, that really touched my heart. And you could just really tell that Romeca loved her son. She wrote so many different posts for her son and how much she loved him. And so that touched my heart. But it also showed that in this, when she was talking about things are not always great, there was some negativity, some stuff going on. She tried to make the best of it, tried to keep a smile on her face, and tried to keep going, you know. And this was only, a little over 2 years ago when she made this post.
back on those accounts. He has said is that what witnesses are describing does not match what actually happened. He has also said that people do not have all the facts. Taking that into account and knowing that Holly is arguing self-defense, the question now becomes this. If this case goes to trial and Carlos was present during the incident, do you believe he would take the stand and testify? Or do you believe that if called, he would plead the fifth to avoid self-incrimination, especially considering what prosecutors have alleged about his role during the confrontation? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Hey, Sting.
Now, before I play this is y'all, I'm trying not to tear up. Before I play this, like I was saying yesterday on my live, that we have yet to see the part where he was involved, his part of holding Romeca. Anyone that was there in that crime scene and holding her, that should be also at the forefront of the things that we see, okay? Because that was a big reason why so many people started tapping into this, is because of the part of hearing about her child's father had her in a chokehold, okay, during this shooting. We have yet to see just now. The state is probably going to hopefully pull all that information out. Hopefully, it's, we see all of that on these videos and so forth. But that needs to be a part of this. I think he feels like the attention is on Holly, that, he's gotten away free, that they are not really focusing on him. The focus is on Holly. But when it originally started off, Holly admitted what she did. Okay, so we're not taking that away because she admitted that she unalived Romeca. Okay, so it's not like you're waiting on a confession or that she didn't do it. However, there are other people that play a role in this. Now, also, Quadre has shared that there were multiple people. Now, this is alleged, okay? I'm going to say allegedly, 8 people involved. We have yet to hear who are the other 5 people that were around during this time that could possibly have been involved in this, okay? Whether it's recording, whether it's to throw up some type of diversion, anyone who was there and that's a part of this should be convicted. Okay, that's what we're saying. Anyone, I don't care if you had a camera out and knew it was going to go down, all of you need to be arrested. Because, see, we haven't heard that part yet, okay? We haven't heard that part yet. Anyone else? Let's see here. This shooting made the news in Philly the same day it happened. This isn't just local. This is state to state. I have family in Jamaica who is watching this case closely. See, it's all over the world. They know that this is a high-profile case and that so many people are watching, okay? They're watching this to see what is going to happen. Why are we not calling the state's attorney's office, calling for Carlos to be charged? Well, I don't know. I'm wondering if that's coming, okay? Because, like I said, until we start seeing that the baby father was holding and restraining, I don't see a lot of that out there. Because they're going to say, well, why? He's not, we haven't gotten there yet. I just think it's a not yet part. I don't think it's not going to happen. I just think it's a hold on for a second part. Hey, ABK, good morning, sis. Thank you for joining. Hopefully he'll be arrested on the day that video is played in court, because I doubt that he's going to be safe after it's seen by her loved ones. Ooh, child. Okay, so let's get into y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You excited for school? You going big boy school?
That bitch say that she don't understand me. Fuck it, I be flexing, my money coming handy. I gotta get this money.
You lifting 300 or better on the weight side. Both of them.
Wait, what's wrong?
Listen.
Wait for it, y'all. You don't know what happened.
Just listen. Both of them, even I don't know what happened, but listen, both of them ain't no more than 120, 130 soaking wet. If you in between both of them, how the hell do she feel like it's a threat to go to her car and get a gun? Like, I don't get it. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out. Like, if you talking shit to her, you ain't trying to fight, then get in your car and pull off. Like, what's the purpose of getting a gun? Then you shot once, then you shoot 2 more times. Like, I don't get it. I really want to, like, it ain't no.
But you know what? This girl, for one, she was speaking real facts on that live that night. Also, yesterday, what I was saying, Philly Girl Juice, and I get it. I get what you're saying. The thing of it is, I'm waiting to hear on the body cam footage from the officers when Carlos was standing there talking to them, okay, telling them what happened. It looked as though he was trying to create, and this is just my opinion, a diversion of who actually shot Romeca. Okay, in a moment when Holly was standing to his left, and there was time in between for him to, he kept walking back and forth. He had plenty of time to tell those officers, even when some ran up on the scene, that Holly was the one that shot Romeca. Holly didn't even immediately get their attention to tell them it was her. She yelled it out, I got a license to carry and all of that. They didn't even hear her, okay? So I'm wondering, what was his testimony even there of what happened, okay? And then later on, that's when he added, I think they said about 2 hours later, okay? That's when he added more info talking about Romeca had landed a punch to Holly. Okay, well, why did that just come out 2 hours later? So they have probably already caught him in some inconsistent statements. Remember, on the autopsy narrative, also, okay, it was saying that this took place in front of his house. That is not true. So that's an inconsistent statement. So they're probably taking note of all of these statements. And we don't even know what the statement was when he went down to the police department. Because remember, he has to go to the police department. Were things adding up even then? That's 4 different times, okay, that he's given these different statements, okay? Or 3 different times, okay? So they have probably then, remember, he had to go back to the police department. That's the 4th time, okay, to give a statement because his boy said they tricked him into coming back to give a statement. So that's 4 different times. Now, in that, when you lie, you better keep track of that lie because 1 or 2 words can give you away. 1 or 2 words can give you away that something's off, that this is not the same that you said last night, okay, or 2 days ago. Something's off. So they have probably picked up on that already. Let's see here. No, you don't have to have other people. You can be a single member. Oh, you can be a single member. Okay. Or a multi-member with multiple people, but then it becomes a board and lawyers will need to be involved. Okay, got you. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that. Now that lady was making a lot of sense. Yes, she really was making a lot of sense that night. I hate looking at not the handsome Doberman. Okay. Girl, I'm glad I didn't drink my coffee. Okay. Let's see here. Gosh Child says, so what is Carlos trying to say? That Romeca swung on Quadeja and stood there like as a target to be shot? Man, please stop with the lies. And there isn't any defense here. Quadeja admitted it. Right, exactly. Like that was giving her reason to shoot her. Like he added, because see, that's the thing. The reason why I feel that he added that part, y'all, plan A was, this is my opinion. Plan A was, we're going to throw a diversion. Okay, for one, they had all these multiple addresses, right? Now, then they get there, okay? On the 911 calls, there was a call, and we went through this on a previous video. I just don't have time to bring all of that up right now. There was a previous call that they said that the shooter that they had got was in black and red. Who was wearing black and red that day? Carlos. So originally, they thought that he was the shooter. And I kept saying, so wait a second. They thought he was the shooter because we see on the aftermath video, they didn't even know Holly was the shooter. Okay. What changed their minds? Now, fast forward to the aftermath video, this viral video. When he is standing there, now Romeca's on the ground, okay? He's going back and forth, all of this. When he's standing there leaning on the car and he then is telling the police officer something, they are looking to the right, okay? If you're, from our view, they're looking to the right. Now, if you're on the other side, that would be to your left. They're looking down that way. The black officer, she's so lost, child, she was looking the other way. So that was probably the original plan, is to say the person left and got away, okay? That was not plan one. Okay, that wasn't working because the witnesses kept on talking. See, thank God for those witnesses. They kept yelling. He thought they were going to be quiet because I heard in Chicago that when you have situations like this, people do not want to be involved. They don't want to be considered a snitch. Okay, so these witnesses were brave enough, okay, to continue to keep talking until they got the police officers' attention. Then the officers' attention went to Holly because they said, it's her right here. She shot her. Okay, so now, because he had been saying it's self-defense, and moving on and trying to get them to be quiet, now he's like, okay, Holly said she's licensed to carry. She has a restraining order. Okay, but look, that doesn't give her justification for shooting Romeca. So now 2 hours later, I have to go down to this police station or however he contacted the police officers. And I got to say that Romeca hit Holly. Okay. And that's why she felt that her life was in danger, or she was in imminent danger, or she feared for her life because Romeca was trying to hit her. That is where that information came into play, to try to further make it look like self-defense. Okay, but he is leaving out parts of the story. If you are a witness, you need to tell the whole thing. When are you going to insert yourself into the story? So I guess that whole time all of this was going on, you disappeared. You were underneath the car. Where were you at? Okay, because we missing you in this picture. A blind person wouldn't even think that you were there. Remember, they go by words that you're saying so they can visualize. Well, in your story, your narrative, you leave yourself out. You don't tell them that you were holding her at some point. You didn't tell them about the hitting her with the car door part. That's why the witnesses are so important, because he's not going to tell the full truth. He's not going to incriminate himself, because we have yet to really hear that part. Okay, so it's like a moving story. I got to add this now to make this. Then Q is getting fed information to put out to us. Okay, and to the people. Well, Romeca was trying to come after Holly and fight her. Romeca was trying to come after the baby. Hence, the baby, that's in the paperwork. Okay, now we're seeing where certain narratives and things were coming from when we start putting the pieces together. Carlos's Pandora's box is open, and trust and believe that second statement is probably why he signed that proffer, because he was caught in a lie. Clock it. Okay, clock it. Those people not crazy. Okay, they're not crazy whatsoever. If there's a video, it will prove this was planned and not self-defense. That means they had someone there, or they sat a phone up to record. Either way, it won't prove self-defense. Right, Pooh Girl? Yes, I agree with that. Why hasn't anything been brought up about him leaving the scene and changing clothes? Girl, because he done removed himself out of the whole story. Okay, and when he went down 2 hours later, or however, I don't know if he made a phone call to the police. I don't know if he went, that's the time he went down there. I bet he had already changed those clothes. Who would go and tell of a situation at a whole police station with bloody clothes on and you haven't been arrested? For one, both of y'all should have been arrested. So that would have been a red flag right there if he would have gone to court, to the police station and with some bloody clothes. Okay? That would have been a red flag. Like, who are you? Why are you coming up in here with all that blood on your clothes? I don't feel that he went there with bloody clothes. I know his friend tries to say that, but that would be a red flag to them. And then you trying to add more information to the story to make it further and look like self-defense, but you didn't tell us none of this in the beginning. So now we got you telling the story on this body cam. Now we got you telling the story now. And now we have another written statement from the police officer investigator. And now you're telling us another statement when we have to get you to come down here and give another statement. They probably found some inconsistencies within those statements. Okay. And now are you putting yourself in the story at all?
It ain't really nothing she could say outside of that. Like, you in between them. Everybody saying you was in between them. You stopping them. You putting her in the car. Like, right there, she supposed to just stood back and let y'all, do what y'all gonna do. What was your point again going to get a gun for when you big as hell? You in between them.
The argument wasn't against me, first of all. So get your facts right. All that shit they said.
What did you say, Carlos? Hold up. Let me get
At Go Auto, we know car insurance can be expensive. The good news is it doesn't have to be. Go Auto helps you save more money on car insurance. How do we do it?
Wait a second. Let me rewind that for you.
I don't get it. I really want to, like, it ain't really nothing she could say outside of that. Like, you in between them. Everybody saying you was in between them. You stopping them. You putting her in the car. Like, right there, she supposed to just stood back and let y'all, do what y'all gonna do. What was your point again going to get a gun for when you big as hell? You in between them.
The argument wasn't against me, first of all. So get your facts right. All that shit they said is a lie. But you gonna understand in a few days.
Now he's saying, this lady, she brought up a good point. He said that the argument wasn't against me and so forth. Okay. Now, in the paperwork, the court documents, he's saying that Romeca became distraught and upset at Holly because there is another woman in the picture. That is further trying to add to a self-defense claim. She had been known about Holly, and Romeca had already moved on. Okay? So now we got to make himself, because that's definitely, in my opinion, a narc statement to make it look like these women were fighting over you. Now, see, you want to put yourself in the story when it comes to that on these court documents, okay? You're adding yourself there, but you're not adding yourself on the other parts. You're talking about, the truth gonna come out. This your time. This your time. If everybody trying to accuse you wrongly on this live when you said absolutely nothing, you could have said, no, it was like this. Okay, you haven't been convicted or indicted, I should say, of anything. Michael, turn it down. You hadn't been indicted. So why couldn't you speak freely? Okay, why couldn't you tell your part during that time? Okay, so is Carlos saying that Romeca swung on Claudasia and stood there? Okay, I read that. Yes. Oh, and then y'all, the part where it said Holly was like, please leave me alone, to make her look like little Miss Innocent, like you didn't pop off, like you weren't cussing her out, like you just this little innocent deer, and this big raging bull came and was coming after you. I'm telling you, the words to use matter, okay? Because it's to give a certain picture and to make it look like this is why there was a certain amount of fear. Okay, we have to look like she's saying, please leave me alone. Okay. Oh, and she was distraught and she was mad because there was another woman in the picture. You have to use certain verbiage to paint a certain picture. Okay, so it can invoke a certain amount of emotion that came with that. It is all strategic. It's strategic. Wasn't he hitting Romeca when he had her in the headlock? That's what we heard. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly there. Mm-hmm. Yep. In every story, the narcissist is either the victim or the hero. Come on now. You better say that, never the villain. Okay? Clock that. That's so true.
Shit out here for you, all right? But I ain't about to tell you on here, but you go see.
Many have pointed out that Holly's attorney is the best. Now, according to Holly's attorney, she stated that in a post that she made, she stated graduated with a bachelor's degree at 22, graduated with a master's degree at 23, graduated with her law degree at 28, and she had her own law firm by 29. This was in 2022 when she was 32.
Right,
so she said, my law firm is owned and operated by Black women. I'm a litigator, a problem solver. I save lives. I'm in the courtroom daily and I love it. But I'll always be that girl from Inglewood that made it out because I made it. My family made it. Every little boy and girl that looks up to me can make it. Believe in you. My name is on the door. So she was recognized as a top 40 under 40 attorney, an honor presented in 2021 from the National Black Lawyers. Now, here's the part I want you to pay attention to, because this helps lay the foundation for her litigation experience. When you look at the cases she highlights, there is a consistent pattern. She has repeatedly represented clients in matters where a shooting was involved. And
now, I've brought this up before, y'all. When we went through some of her testimonials, her posts on her page, they do have a certain narrative. Now, like someone brought up this point too, people are not going to tell you about cases they lost, okay? They're not going to highlight cases they lost, okay? They want to highlight cases that looked impossible, had a certain theme, and so forth. And so I noticed that as well. And I said, oh boy, that's what make you feel like, you know, is she going to be able to get Holly off when you look at some of these other cases where it doesn't mean the person is innocent. Okay, so you can take that out of the mix. It doesn't mean the people were innocent. Okay, but she was finding loopholes and ways to get them off. Okay, if that makes sense. And so I was noticing that as well. Here is one post that said, never believe anyone other than him. Excuse me, other than him. Sometimes people are bitter, women upset that he had a family and went about his business, accused him of doing the unthinkable. I've always believed him. Don't take these cases, but I was on his side. He had been arrested since April 2024. I argued for his release several times. See, this is why you got to just kind of know people's plays, okay? So she argued for his release several times. Hence, just this past weekend, she's now arguing for Holly's release. Okay? If y'all didn't know that, she is now arguing for Holly to be released from jail. She said he had been arrested since, okay, I read that. Finally, after discovery was complete, I demanded trial. She just demanded trial for Holly. Listen, if you're in custody and demand trial, the state has 90 to take you to trial, or you are to be released. Look up the law. After 90 days, he was released. Finally, today was the 120th day for our demand. No witnesses, no trial, case dismissed. Okay, so pay attention, y'all, to the play. Peep the play and welcome everyone just coming in. I'm not ignoring anyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Because, child, y'all know I will speak to everybody in this chat. They get on me, so I'm trying to get better. Okay, now y'all peep this play, even with this particular case, and think about where we are right now. Okay, now she said that she had fought several times for this person's release. Okay, obviously, you know, hey, They didn't want to release. Now, discovery was complete. In Holly's case, discovery is complete. At this last hearing that they just had, she demanded trial. Okay. Now, there is another hearing coming up on January the 7th. Okay. Now that she's demanded trial, she said on here, the state has 90 days to take you to trial. Or you have to be released. She said after the 90-day mark, this person that she had been trying to get released and could not, they released the person. Okay. Now, she said today was the 120th day for their demand of trial. There were no witnesses. Now, what did happen to the witnesses? She didn't even talk about in another post that she was able to flip a witness. Come on. I want y'all to think about that. What just happened this weekend with one of the witnesses? Their information was put out. Okay, that then poses a threat to a witness. Then it puts them in like this place of being intimidated. Well, do I even want to go through with this? Now my information out here, I don't even know if I want to go to trial and testify. Is my life now in danger? What happened to the witnesses on this case? So they didn't have any witnesses, and because they don't have any witnesses, they did not get a trial. The case was dismissed. This is why you got to know who you're working with. Okay? So I'm hoping that the state is on top of their stuff. Because like someone brought up, it's not that Holly's not guilty. It wouldn't be a Holly situation, a Romeca situation. It would be a Chicago situation, a state situation that you better be on it when it comes to this case. Like seriously. Like they better have their I's dotted and their T's crossed because we are fighting for justice for Romeca. Please do not let this slip through the wayside. Have all of your ducks in a row. Okay? This is where we're at with this. It's not a game. And I hope that they don't approach this like it's a game. Especially when you have a person that, and hey, nothing against her. I'm just saying she's doing her job. And when I say she's doing her job, this is what she gets paid to do. Although we're on the other side of the table and wanting justice for Romeca, we can't say that, hey, she's not doing her job. That's what she's getting paid to do. Okay? That's what she's getting paid. She's going to be concerned with winning and getting her client out of there. But what we're concerned and got to pray for is that the state has all of everything that they have. It got to be clear cut. It got to be able to prove what we're trying to have it to prove. Okay? They better meet deadlines. Do not let a day go by. If it's the 90th day that Holly could be released, child, y'all better make sure y'all have everything on the 80th day. Don't even have a time for grace period. Okay? We don't even want y'all playing with days. Okay? If you know she has demanded, don't ask for all this continuation stuff dealing with this lady. Okay? You better get your stuff together or already have had it together. That's all we're saying. We got your back, but man, come with it. Do not miss dates. Have everything in order. Make sure you protect these witnesses too. Okay? I'm telling you, make sure you're protecting these witnesses. Lord, what is happening? Okay, she purposely putting their necks. What happened to the witnesses in this case? I'm curious to know. What happened to that witness that she flipped? She put that on one of her testimonials. that she was able to flip a witness. First of all, I'm surprised people even. I was shocked that she admitted that on the post. I really was. But we need them to have their stuff together. If I was Holly, I'd stay in there because if they let her off, she's going to have to get out of that state immediately. Okay, girl. Okay, child. That you might be a little more protected in there. On the maternity ward floor too. Okay, because see, right now, if y'all thought about this yesterday too, if y'all think about it, child, she probably comfortable and okay because she on the floor with the people who pregnant. Child, ain't nobody trying to fight when they 5-6 months pregnant. Okay, you're slower when you're pregnant. Okay, you ain't got as much energy. Y'all just sit around, you eat, watch TV. So she probably okay, girl. Okay, if you go to that general population, she gonna start snitching on everybody. Okay, she gonna want to get up out of there. I'm telling you, this is just something to think about, y'all. Like seriously.
Where aspects of the incident was captured on camera. So in this particular case,
she said this person was facing a life sentence. My client was charged with attempted murder, armed habitual criminal, and a list of other charges. The state offered 20 years at 85%. We demanded trial. So they tried to give this person a plea deal. Okay, but she still said we're going to demand a trial. See, I think she is going to count on them not being prepared or that there's something CPD didn't do right. Okay, hey, Justice for Meeks Freddie. I think I saw, did y'all see her name in here? Hey, D, welcome. Let's see who else. I saw some of y'all coming on in. Thank y'all for tapping in today. They should really hold her in contempt for putting witnesses' info out there. Hey, Queen Tandy, welcome. How are you? You know you're going to live a long time. I just thought about you yesterday. Thank you for tapping in, sis. I missed you. Trust and believe they let Holly stay out for 87 days. They're ready. Come on now, Superwoman. Give us some hope. Okay. She did the same in this case. Yes, mic up. Hold on, y'all. My son can't hear. Got the headphones, but the thing not plugged in. All right. Sorry about that.
That she handled, she publicly stated her client was facing a life sentence. They were charged with attempted murder and a list of other charges. The state had offered 20 years at 85%, and she said that we demanded trial, not guilty. Now, from there, it was a shooting that was captured on camera. The weapon that was recovered at the scene was sent to the lab. State relied heavily on that physical and visual evidence. Despite that, she filed pretrial motions and advanced multiple defenses, one of which was self-defense. She also challenged if the state could actually prove that her client was in possession of the weapon. And
now wait, y'all, let me read this to see. Sometimes I like to slow stuff down. Shout out to Shanitra Speaks, y'all. Tap into her. She does her thing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me read this one because there's some stuff that stood out to me. She said, this is August the 18th. She said this person was facing a life sentence. My client was charged with attempted murder. Wait, I read that part. Okay. It was a shooting that was caught on camera. Okay. So I want y'all to peep some stuff. Now, this shooting was caught on camera. The weapon that was recovered on the scene was sent to the lab. Her client's DNA was found on the gun. She said they filed lynch motions and had two defenses. They had self-defense and necessity. So notice, y'all, even with Holly's situation, they are going with self-defense. Okay, that did not change. They're still going with self-defense. Okay, we had multiple witnesses on standby to testify on our behalf. All right. She got witnesses on standby. Anybody out there that was watching this in the wait that could be a potential witness that we don't know about yet? Maybe. We were talking about there are multiple people possibly out there allegedly that could be on standby to testify on their behalf. The case was set for a jury. The jury was in the hallway today, ready to start selection at 12:30 p.m. At 12 p.m., the final hour, the state dismissed the attempt and every charge other than the armed habitual criminal. We waived jury and proceeded with a bench trial. So she said, look, just because that came up, that doesn't mean we're not going to still go through with the trial. We'll just waive jury trial and now the bench trial with the judge. Okay, baby, when I tell you, bold with this, okay? Although there was DNA, no officer was able to testify that they saw my client with the weapon. Come on, this is where you cue in CPD. Okay. Who we working with? Okay. Lord. There were over 15 civilians outside, and my client was injured. He went to the hospital. The DNA being on the weapon doesn't mean he possessed it. Wait, what? They never saw him with it. Oh, Lord. They never saw him with it. Child, y'all know how he hit that, put that gun up in the car. It wasn't on her. Okay? It was in the car with the live round with her child. Did the police see her? It was time to fight, and we got it done. He's in custody. He has been in custody for over a year and a half. He'll be out tonight. That was August the 18th when she made that post. They said she's in there smiling, saying she getting off. She has no remorse. Honey drip. I'm telling you, when people feel like they have gotten off with stuff before, and we were just talking about that earlier in the live, child, your head gets bigger and bigger. Okay? And you feel like every time something comes up, your money can get you out, or you're gonna get off, you get a good attorney. Okay? She said she needs one more good payment from them before she tell them it's not gonna work, girl. She said, let me get some more money. Okay, those cases she cannot compare to Holly. She made herself infamous and is known worldwide. Okay, that's how the main witness information was posted on Facebook. She's doing this purposely. Hey, Black Peers, welcome. Obi, the other lawyer she wanted denied the case. Oh, okay, because someone did say that there was another lawyer. I don't know about that situation, so I don't really want to speak on it too much, but someone came into my chat talking about that, so I don't know the full story, but it seems as though some lawyer that they wanted denied the case. I don't know. Attempted and full-blown Charles Manson is not the same. Okay, she rushed trial thinking the DA isn't prepared. That's how she won her cases, but she's not speaking on the one she lost. Right. People are not going to speak on, if you're a lawyer, they're not going to tell you their rate and how many cases they lost. They don't want to do that. They're going to pump up the ones that they won and how it looked impossible and so forth. Okay, because you want people to be like, oh, okay, she a bad, okay. I mean, she gets it done. You know, all of that. You ain't about to say this man, you know, he claimed self-defense and he knew it wasn't no self-defense. And we went up in there thinking that he gonna get off and he got 50 years. Okay. You're not about to tell those testimonials. And that's with anyone with the business. Okay. You're not trying to make yourself look bad. Okay. You want clients. I was surely upset yesterday after I saw the motion filed by Ari. I know it's her job as a defense attorney trying to spin the narrative as if the incident wasn't caught on video. She admitted to it. Right. Hi, Miss Mabel. Welcome. This is getting... See, Anna always come through with the jokes. She said this is giving Phaedra reports. Okay. Baby, you know Phaedra messed up with Bobby Brown. Okay. She messed that one up. Okay. Let's see. Miss you too. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, sis. The other lawyer has a JD, so I know she is smarter and has experience with working on both sides of the law, prosecution and defense, and met Jesse Jackson. Oh, now you know what? That now having a lawyer that knows both sides and has experience with both sides, now that's a good lawyer. That probably is a good lawyer. I ain't gonna say all of them, but if you know, you gotta be versatile. That's like a basketball player that knows how to play with both hands. Okay, you get strong in both sides, right? So if you are strong in both sides, hey, I'm telling you, okay, that's pretty good. They need to put the witness in protective. Yes, because this lawyer, you said okay, she purposely exposed the witness for intimidation. This should be illegal. That's why I didn't redact the witness info. Ooh, y'all. Justice for Romeca, and she will get justice, and Carlos will go to jail. It is a video with them fist bumping. That was the first video that came out, and he said it was self-defense, right? Yeah, he did. Hey, Shelly. Hey, sis. Good morning. Yes, he did. The thought that Holly may get free makes me sick. I pray we get justice for Romeca. Me too. Me too. And this is not admitting to anything like that. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I'm reading where she has had similar situations and how she maneuvered through those situations. We believe in for favor, okay? And that God works this thing out the way, so justice for Romeca can still take place. Okay, we just kind of need to know what some potential game plays, okay? But I don't understand how it could be self-defense and she never had a gun. Oh, you're talking about because Romeca didn't have a gun. Gotcha. You said, who is this client? Now on her Facebook, she does show the pictures with the clients on her Facebook, but maybe Shanitra didn't want to put that info out there. And sometimes I try not to do that too, because sometimes it involves people that's not trying to be involved on the live like that. So, but she does show the clients in some cases, her pictures with them. Okay, clock that. I'm her, Miss Lynn.
Intent beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, as the case progressed towards the trial, the state did dismiss the most serious charge just before jury selection, and the matter proceeded with the one charge of being the habitual offender in front of a judge because they demanded trial, a bench trial, and that resulted in a not guilty.
So think of it as like a TV ad with a catalog component where I can choose on the Roku app and immediately.
Fine. Now, the significance of this example is not the outcome, it's the strategy. In this case, the shooting was caught on camera. The weapon was recovered, sent to the lab, and the state believed it had strong evidence. Despite that, the defense did not negotiate. The strategy was to take the case to trial and force the state to meet its burden, even in the face of video evidence. And that matters here because in Romeca's case, there is also video involved, even though the actual shooting itself has not been publicly released. What the public has seen is a viral video connected to the incident. So when you look at this through that lens, this isn't a random approach that she uses in her trial strategy. It reflects a trial for defense strategy that has been used before in shooting cases involving video evidence. And this isn't the only case where that approach appears. There is another matter where once again a shooting was captured on camera and the defense leaned into a trial strategy rather than early resolution. So in this particular case, now the facts are different from Romeca's because this person, although they argued, the suspect in this case, it was a case that made headlines when it first happened. I'm going to play a short clip, but the suspect and her son was initially charged. The suspect argued that she was attacked. That attack was caught on camera. Now, after this, she said that she had a concealed carry license And so her attorney argued that a reasonable inference could be drawn as to why she reacted the way that she did.
Hey guys, that's right. We're learning more about this situation, especially what happened here after video has surfaced over the weekend showing Carlisha Hood violently attacked inside of a restaurant. That video now viral on social media. Now, Hood and her 14-year-old son were released from custody just a short time ago after being charged with murder. The state's attorney's office saying, quote, "Based upon the facts, evidence, and the law, we are unable to meet our burden of proof." The incident took place inside a restaurant at 116th and Halsted. Hood was picking up food while her son was in the car. Prosecutors say she and 34-year-old Jeremy Brown had gotten into an argument. She then texted her son to come inside. The son stood in the doorway as his mom was punched 3 times in the face. Prosecutors say the 14-year-old shot Brown in the back, and as he ran outside, Brown that is, the teen kept shooting while being told by his mother to do so. Brown died as a result. Activist Jamal Green addressed reporters earlier today.
I am disheartened that people were there, especially men that were there, that watched this happen, and it had to be a 14-year-old boy to save his mother. Where are we as a community if situations like this can happen and a woman can be severely attacked and no one does anything?
Multiplication is the same as repeated addition. Here, we add 4.
Okay, now the significance between this case and Holly's case is not that the facts are identical. It's the strategy. In this case, there was an attack that was captured on camera. Stay with me here. That video became central to the defense argument around why the client acted the way she did. Even though there were questions about the decision to fire the weapon rather than leave the scene, the defense focused on context and reasonable inference drawn from what was shown on video and what later came to light. And that's where the similarities in Romeca's case comes. In Holly's case, people have raised similar questions. Why even fire the first shot? Carlos was there. People have said, why couldn't he break it up? And then why step back, as the prosecutors allege, and fire additional shots? Mm-hmm. Now, at the same time, we've heard...
Okay, and then also what you just said, Brenda, I believe that it's playing a big part in helping with Romeca's case, too. With Justice for Romeca, the protests, the, bringing awareness online, because more and more people that have forgotten about the case, not in a, disrespectful way, but after Holly was released the first time, okay, some people have moved on. Now that she's arrested, now it's bringing more attention back to the case, and now people are starting to follow it again. So although it's not the main thing that gets the job done, it does play a part. The outcry from the public and there locally does help, even in Romeca's case right now. I believe is helping the situation. She was actually punched in the face. That is self-defense. Oh, with the other lady, Carlisha Hood and her son were innocent, unlike Holly. I think she's trying to highlight a different point of view, not that that particular part was the same in both cases.
Repeated statements that the public may not yet have the full story and that additional video may exist but has not been released. So the question becomes this: if the same trial forward strategy is used here, could the defense argue that a reasonable inference could be drawn as to why Holly acted the way that she did based on context, perception, and evidence the public has not seen yet? Now, I want you to listen to this news clip.
She's saying based off of the context, the videos, the evidence that we haven't seen yet, is that why she's pushing? You see what I'm saying? It's not that she's saying Holly's innocent or anything like that, but based off of the context, the people around, was this her only choice? Did she have a reason to be in fear? Because her lawyer is going to argue those points as being her self-defense lawyer. I mean, her defense lawyer, okay, for self-defense. Holly was supposed to get a lawyer with the late Goldstein. She still cooks, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. Hey, Brandy, welcome. Holly is guilty. Y'all sure no grace. I know that's right. Okay.
Here from, well, excuse me, I want you to listen to this press conference because the question is posed to the defense attorney, which is now, as we know, Holly's defense attorney, as to why the suspect in this particular case even had to fire, why she didn't just walk away. So this could potentially show you the strategy that she may use in Holly's case if it goes forward. And drop your comments and let me know, what are your thoughts about this case? Now listen to this.
My niece damn didn't show need to been shot like that. Not like that. I feel like she overkilled my baby. I really feel like she overkilled her. And I thought,
this nigga really. So there's video of this, right? So we don't have to go into great detail. There's video that goes over the actual attack and how it transpired, right? So again, as Brandon said, if you put yourself in that situation and you see how fast everything happened, I think you can draw a reasonable inference to that question.
Now, something that I wanted to bring up right quick is I brought up that point that when we think of these things happening in our brains, we think of it happening in slow motion, like, for us to see the picture of it happening. But things happen faster in real time. Like, we can slow down a video, but in real time, things do happen fast. Like bam, bam, it's like so quick. So in those moments, that's what they're talking about, the quickness of it all. Or she could have called the police because of her. Thank you. Okay. I'm still wondering why not get into the car and call the police if you were that afraid. Okay. Holly and Carlos plan because Holly had a lot of time to walk away. Exactly. And if Carlos was trying to put her back into the car. Okay. Think about that as well. When Romeca got into the car, okay, that was the chance for Holly, because there was time in between, for her to also get into her car. And then you could lock the door if you were that scared. And I also believe everything that female said that was locked up with Holly about Holly's mannerisms. She's very demonic. Holly could have gotten her ass in the car and left. Okay. And so I mainly wanted to show that first part of that video. Okay, so I'm going to pause that there. Because she just goes into, if y'all want to watch that video in its entirety, Shanitra Speaks. That is that content creator. She does a phenomenal job. But I wanted to show those first examples and cases that she talked about to show potential strategies. Okay. Holly and Jill walking around. 95K, girl. Can someone please explain this? If there is a video evidence of the incident, why did Holly's attorney say there is no video that then at another, like, there's no video, but then at another time say there's evidence? I have no idea, but we did hear already that there was podcast footage, police footage, and then from the bus, that footage. So there is footage. Okay, now whether it makes her client whether or not it makes it look like self-defense is a whole other issue. Okay, because it probably doesn't look like self-defense. Yes, Pooh Girl, I'm in agreement with that. I have my CPL. I don't even put myself in situations to have to use it. That's a last resort type of thing. This kind of thing makes it harder for responsible license holders. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. Ari is thinking solely on the murder and not the things that Holly was supposed to do after and or before, which the judges questioned at the first hearing. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Is it going to be a new judge? Y'all, is this supposed to be another judge? Now that part, I thought I heard it was a different judge at the next hearing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has anyone heard that part? It was so many opportunities for her to walk away, right? Like, can we say that again, Nina? Okay. Can we get this part next? Okay. Hopefully coming soon. Hopefully coming soon. Ari won't be able to get around the X Factor. Carlos, he was there. Thank you, Superwoman. Clock that. Okay, this is why he is conveniently leaving himself out of the narrative. Okay, because you had a whole man there at one point restraining Romeca. We can't get around that part, and that will be seen on video. Okay, all of that's going to be on video. I believe that too, Becca. They better do forensics on her. Whatever video she turns in, it could be AI. And just like this, another thing too, this here, she is T. Thank you for saying that. Now I've been saying this too, and I'm hoping y'all that they go into this much detail, because this also goes back to that restraining order, because they're so quick to repeat the stuff from that restraining order in the court documents. First of all, you got to go back to that stuff that was listed there and authenticate that. Like, do you have proof that Romeca was calling your grandmother? Do you have proof that text messages were coming from Romeca in order to get that restraining order? We got to go back to that. Because if they go back to that part and find out that some of that stuff is not legit, then we got y'all, we have a whole other problem. So then you mean to tell me you got a restraining order on false pretenses, fake info, allegedly? But I hope they look into it. Because anybody can put anything down. Anybody can say, this person called my boyfriend and said XYZ and put it on paper. Have you verified phone records? Was that phone number linked to Romeca? The grandmother, has she, now, this is a good point with this. Now, the grandmother seems like she's saying, Christian or whatever. Now, hey, put a Bible in front of her. Now, ma'am, did Romeca call you and say this? Because I don't think that lady gonna lie on the they need to make sure she puts in a formal testimony that Romeca called her and said those words. Was it somebody else playing on the phone? Like, you got to make sure that part was right first and real and authentic to get the restraining order. Now, with the restraining order, was the whole process done the right way? Okay, how was this obtained? Then let's go to this license to carry. Did she go through somebody she knew? Did she pass the test? Was she in class? We need to see all of that. Okay, if I was the prosecutor, baby, look, we're looking into all of this. So you got to come ready. You have to be proactive. Okay, where did she get it from? Which classes did she attend? Is there a video? Did we see her sitting in class? Did she take the test? Let's see who is the instructor. Okay, let's make sure all of that process is valid, because just because you have one, we know people out here doing some scams and stuff that will look out for people and don't even, it was a whole in Houston, a whole pyramid that they exposed with educators. Okay, this was last year. You had assistant principals and he had a team that was taking teachers' money. Okay, they were paying these people to go and sit in the seats and take their tests, their certification tests. They earn millions of dollars doing it. So just because these teachers were out here with these certifications, they ain't passed the test the first in teaching your kids. They have paid a whole fee to get somebody to beat the system just to get their certification. So just because people got a license or a certification does not mean that they legitimately got it. Okay, people can do some crazy stuff. So I would look into that whole thing. The main thing she's using, we're going to look into all of it. We're going to make sure make sure all of those text messages were authenticated, videos, you got any proof, phone calls. Then we're going to look into how you got this license to carry. How did you get this gun? Did they do a background check on you? Where did you purchase it from? When did you purchase the gun? Okay. When did you get that in relation to the restraining order? What were the circumstances and things leading up to that? Was there any prior communication that week, that day before, the date of? Like, these are things that I'm hoping comes out in trial. Because they probably already prepared, but I'm just saying those are questions that I have. I'm sure if there was a video of Romeca attacking Holly, it would have been out. They love capturing what they want. Okay, a reaction video. Only people walk around with a pow-pow is a coward. And then, y'all, to even have a loaded weapon. See, we kind of got off of this too. To have a loaded weapon around your child. What was that about? Because the weapon was already loaded. Whether she went to the car to get it, now that makes it even worse. Because some people are saying, oh, it was on her. Okay. If she went to the car to get it, that's worse. And the reason that that's worse, you now considering the after effect of the gun being in the car with the live round. That was after the fact. But before the fact, you went to the car to get a weapon that was already loaded in the vehicle with your child. Why did you feel the need to have a loaded gun already there, ready? You didn't know, supposedly, that Romeca was going to make a U-turn and come that way and try to get out and try to come at you like you're saying, did you? You didn't know that? So why did you already have a loaded weapon? Because all this was supposed to be random, right? Y'all supposed to have been minding y'all own business. You supposed to have been putting your baby into the car. Okay. Supposedly had left, right? Okay. And then Romeca, did she pull up blocking you in while you were minding your own business and trying to come after you? But girl, you had a whole loaded weapon. You didn't even have time to go and get the bullets and put them in there. It was already loaded. Why is that? That's what we want to know. Questions like that. Why was it already loaded and not secured? Because you got to think about this, y'all. If Romeca was out there in this picture that they're painting and she was coming after her, right? She was so in fear for her life, right? If it was secured and locked up the way it's supposed to have been, she would not have had time in that instance because Romeca would have been on that button. Okay, girl, you mean to tell me y'all ain't not even that far apart? It wasn't like Romeca was across the street, you know, that busy street right there. She was at the school and she saw you, okay? And she was like, oh, there go that girl. Oh, yeah, that's something else they put in there. She said, allegedly in the paperwork, that Romeca pulled up and said, oh, I was looking for y'all. Excuse me. Why would she be looking for y'all? She was dropping her son's lunch off and running late for work. At what point did she think, oh, let me just try to find Carlos and Holly. Let me look for them. Let me go on this high speed check. Let me go around the neighborhood and see if I can find Holly and Carlos somewhere. Okay. So it wasn't like she was way across the street where the security guards were and things like that. She was parked, not blocking you in. I don't know why we still there, okay? On side with some space to the back of your vehicle, right? So let's just say, playing devil's advocate, she was moving that way and coming after you. Now, in that short gap of time, you would not have had time to run over to your car, hurry up, get a gun out, where it was secured, take out bullets, and bam. Okay. Now, maybe, okay, if she was way across that busy traffic and she's like, hey, oh, I'm about to get you, doing all that, then you would have probably had time to run to a car, get it out secure, hurry up, put the bullets in because she got to cross through traffic and then get to you. Okay, now I could probably see that, but girl, the time in between, no, that gun was already loaded. You did not have time to put bullets into that gun. Good morning, everyone just coming in. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, you would not have had the time. Tay-T said, I wish they would call me in as a witness. I feel like I was... We all, at this point, we all want to be on the stand. We all feel like we would... We want to tell the story of what happened. Okay. Carlos better ball out on New Year's Eve. This probably be his last one. Like it was Holly's last Thanksgiving. Come on now. Well, at least she got to live her dream and wear matching outfits. Hello. I don't believe Q. He said a video was manipulated. I don't know. I haven't heard that part. Ari needs to just give that family back their money. She's playing in that family's face real bad. And she stayed, did not phone the cops. Nope. She didn't call the cops. All of that in that moment. If you really, and this is just something, y'all, that I just be thinking through. If you really felt justified in what you did and that this was truly self-defense, right? That you were really in fear for your life, that Romeca was coming after you, you had no other choice. No other choice but to do this, right? One of the things I would have done was, oh my God, I got to call the police and let them know what just happened. Okay, this girl was coming after me. I got to call the police, get them here, whatever. No calls, right? Even when they came up on the scene, she tried to blend in with the witnesses. She never identified herself at first of being the shooter, okay? She never said it was self-defense. He did. She did it in that moment. So then it's like, that just shows then, this part too, okay? Because at that time, y'all, when you're licensed to carry and you know that you had just shot someone, you need to have that weapon and you need to have that permit out. She put the weapon with the live round into the car. So you're not even doing proper. See, that's why I know she probably wasn't even there to take the test. That should have been a question on the test. What do you do? Like on that movie. What is the proper procedure? Okay, girl, what's the proper procedure if you just shoot someone? What are you supposed to have and what are you supposed to do? She probably cannot answer those questions. That's how you know that she probably did not take the test. They need to ask her that. She put herself on the stand. She probably couldn't even answer those questions. You should have had that weapon and that permit ready to go. When those cops walked up and came up, look, I did it. This is why I did it. Okay? But see, we had to wait until he gave you the self-defense. Even the part about the hitting you, landing a punch, didn't come out until later on that day. That wasn't even, that should have been the main thing out there. That should have been the first thing. If you're claiming self-defense, I would tattletale and tell that. She hit me. That should have been the first thing we saw heard out of your mouth was Romeca hit you, if that happened. We should have heard, I was defending myself and my baby. We didn't hear none of that. He was the one trying to hush everyone up. She shot Romeca in front of witnesses. Carlos, as her boyfriend who assisted, is not a good witness. He's not. To me, D, and I agree with you and welcome. I feel that that is a conflict of interest. I truly feel that. How were you involved? And when I say involved, y'all, he was a part of the crime scene. That should have been taped off And anyone, hey mama, hold on, y'all. That should have been a part of the crime scene with him with all of that blood on his hands, literally and figuratively. You should have been arrested too until they figured this thing out. Okay? If you had a hand in touching her at any time, right before, or after she was unalive or shot, I'll say shot because she was still alive moments there while she was still there. If you had a hand in touching her, you need to be arrested too. Yes, Holly admitted to pulling the trigger, but sir, you're not off the hook, okay? Because you were there too. You were involved too. It won't help if those records don't come from Romeca's phone. Thank you, Tay. That's why it needs to be looked into. Hey, Tasha, good morning. I wonder if the lady that worked across the street that spoke to the news the same day gave a statement. I don't know. Oh, that's a good point, Brandy. Y'all know that WhatsApp, child, people from Africa using that WhatsApp, okay, playing on the phone and stuff. Alicia said the prosecution sticks with, why didn't you get in your car and lock the doors? Once in your car, why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you drive away? She will be convicted. Nothing else matters. Right. Because they have the burden of proof to prove all of that. How the hell do we even know it's our Romeca? It could have been the other Romeca that's programmed in the TV. Clock it, Empress Awaken. Thank you. Because if they had the same name, and I'm just so shocked, because that's not a common name. It's a beautiful name. It's not a common name. I haven't heard of too many Romecas. And for it to be two Romecas in the same place, that just drew a red flag for me. Because I'm like, have we authenticated that person? Okay. Is that her real name? Because y'all know people be out here little nicknames and stuff like that. Hey, call me Shay Shay, or call me Tom, or but what's your legal name? Okay, what's the legal name? Is that your real? We know Romeca's name. That's her mom and family have already admitted that that's her real name. But this other person, is that your real name? Because I don't know. It just seemed, I know it's a red flag for me. It could be. I don't know. I just was like, really? That when that came out, I was like, okay. True Blessing said, I doubt that big dummy took the test. I doubt she took the test. I'm gonna be honest. She probably did not even know to do that. She probably didn't even know to do it. If you didn't take the test, they got to look and see if she took the test. But even if she was to have called the grandmother, it still don't justify that. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, what that does, though, looking into that, like, see, you got to move in pieces, like, to put pieces together, okay? That doesn't justify her death whatsoever. However, what it does is it justifies whether first that restraining order was valid. If the proof to get the restraining order is not valid, then hey, and who gave her that restraining order without clarifying and verifying information? That all needs to be looked into. Okay, put it for 1 minute. Carlos is an accessory. Yes, exactly, Ruby. Heck nah, she didn't take it, or she was sleeping. Not sleeping class. Okay, they certainly did. I know, I'm from Texas. Okay. We had a lady taking the CDL test out here. It was a whole ring. See? That's what I'm talking about. See, Anna, it happens. It does. I done got behind the comments. How do the grandma knows Romeca? Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I called the grandmother and could get Holly's number. I mean, make it make sense. Mm-hmm. Right, say less. Mm-hmm. Grandma said Romeca called her. Then she said she was with Holly, and Romeca kept calling, and she took the phone from Holly and said hello, and Romeca threatened Holly. I'll be so glad when Carlos is taken into custody. Mm-hmm. Because I would never lie about my license to carry. Right. We know all these narratives of what Holly did wrong, but she's not charged with any of them. She's only charged with murder. The state has to prove she did this, which we all know she did. Yes. But y'all remember, though, a lot of this is a part of an investigation. They have to look into everything. Like, it's not just we're going to look at these videos. No, if she's saying I had a license to carry, you have to look into all of that. Okay, if this is what she's using. Okay, if she's saying I had a restraining order, because this is all a part of her self-defense claim. You got to look into that restraining order and everything that surrounds that. It's not just especially with a case like this. Okay, let's go in here. We see her shooting her on video. Child, you have to be able to prove other stuff as well. Okay, was she in imminent danger? Okay, a reasonable person, would they have been fearful? Like, you got to prove all of that. Hey, Deborah, welcome. Yes, it is True Blessings. It was a WhatsApp number. The detectives can still trace it back to where it came from. She's so slow. She didn't even probably, girl. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said all they have to do is look into it. It's probably a lot of stuff that will be easy for them to figure out, because she probably didn't think about it. Oh, let me get this fake phone number. There's people out here. One lady, y'all, got arrested. She was calling her own daughter, cyber stalking her daughter, calling her daughter. This was on Netflix. People will troll their own people, okay, just to try to get somebody else in trouble. So we don't know. I wouldn't put it past her. Hi, Mrs. E. Okay, you did, Brenda. Holly wasn't thinking about her baby, her life, or the consequences. All she hears, and breathes is Carlos. She's locked up, still thinking about Carlos. Yes, I'm telling you, Brenda, it's sad. Okay, it is really sad. They did everything that weekend, wanting Romeca to know Holly was in town. Romeca wasn't checking for y'all. Thank you. So why would she pull up? Because they said she pulled up that day. Why would she pull up that day talking about I was looking for y'all? They had already checked in, okay, on a video of them taking their son to get his ears pierced. She could have pulled up on them that day. Okay, if she really wanted to. I'm sick of hearing about their restraining order. Yeah, they're ignoring the now viral I would never videos. As the detention judge stated, they went back and forth. Plus, he said the harassment stopped. Right, because it was already planned. Clock it. It was already planned. There's no way you got a loaded gun just riding around with you. You're not supposed to. And especially with the child in the car. I agree. Carlos said out of his own mouth, Romeca pulled up and was only talking to him. Holly inserted herself. Yep, he did say that. Romeca was talking to Carlos, not paying Holly no attention, but she had to insert herself. They were laying in wait. They parked there to trigger Romeca, instigate the situation, right? And we still trying to figure out, I hope it's on the video, why her tires made that sound where she had to stop hard. Okay, she wasn't like she was do making a U-turn. Oh, there they go. Let me pull on over. No, the security guard said when she made that U-turn, she said, "Screw." Okay, so was somebody in front of her or stepped out, like for her to make a quick? And I hope like people that were actually like there passing by or something, like I wanted this anyone remember that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't the only car on the street. Somebody saw something, but in the moment, you probably not, you go on your way to work, you're not thinking about, oh, this person may be involved in get unalived or something like this until later on. You probably like, oh man, I just rolled through there. When you get to work and you hear about this, it was other cars on the street. So I'm wondering, did someone stop behind Romeca or see her stop in that moment? Like thinking back in time. You know what I'm saying? Like as everybody's going their way, sometimes some stuff, it does stand out to you. Like I was just going through there. I hope those people will speak out if they remember, A true self-defense situation was the one at Kentucky State University. Now that dad was in fear of his family's life. Wow, I didn't hear about that. I'm in California and I wish they had call in if you want to be on the jury. Okay, I would love to be on that jury. And the fact that she paid for the insurance that supposedly covers lawyers' fees up to 3. Oh, the insurance from the gun. Yes, it's a conflict of interest in my opinion. And the fact that okay, so you said the same thing. Got it. Okay. Let me go down to the bottom because child, I got behind. Uh-huh. Yeah. Did you tell them that you were double parked? Okay. Why was your car parked right there? That's a good point, Tabany. The school would have that. Yes, they were getting the son's ears pierced, and he's a baby. Even if she took time to load the John is bad. Wait, the load the gun is bad because yes, thank you, Sinbad. Clock that. She would have had time to think, and it wasn't imminent danger right there. You had time. Okay, that's the part that's going to mess her up. It was too much time in between, just like they paid attention to the fact that you shot, paused, and then shot 2 more times. They look at time in these types of situations. Right, Brenda? Okay, I'm telling y'all. So we're going to see how this go. The next court date is on January the 7th, I believe, unless they change it or change the time, is at 11 a.m. Central Time. That is 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, child, look, y'all get me on these time zones. I think if you are Pacific Time, that's like 2 hours. So that would be like about 9 o'clock in the morning. If you are like California time, I think it's y'all are 2 hours behind. So that would probably be like 9 o'clock. So I think it's still Zoom info. But this here, y'all, I am waiting to hear what happens at this hearing. And this is next week. Okay, so don't miss it. That is next Wednesday. That is supposed to take place. But that is all that I have for today. We are continuing to pray for justice for Romeca. Y'all, we got this far. Okay, we're gonna continue to follow this, pray through this all the way to the end, because that's what it's about. Okay, we truly want justice for her in this situation. Holly is locked up. Carlos, you up next, boy. Like seriously, you're up. Okay, like somebody said, hey, if it doesn't happen before New Year's Eve, child, look, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Okay, don't be trying to take off on that, because I just feel it. You're gonna be up next. You've been lying and lying. They probably been watching. Like seriously. Okay, we hadn't forgotten. A lot of the attention had gone to Holly over the time, those months, but the attention is now being brought back for sure onto him because of the chokehold. Okay, and that you conveniently keep leaving yourself out of the story, which is a red flag. See, the key is put yourself in there. Yes, y'all light up the chat with justice for Romeca. Let's drop those pink hearts. Yes, we are continuing, okay, to stand in faith. Okay, we're standing in faith and praying for favor. But the key, what I was about to say, praying for favor for this case, is Carlos. It brings up a red flag when you don't put yourself in the story knowing that you were there. Okay. Oh, it's not going to be on Zoom? Oh, okay. Man. That's the part that draws a red flag. Yep, they did say that she had her arms folded. You should have put yourself in there. No, people are not crazy. So if you're not putting yourself into this narrative and what happened that day, and then on video, they see something totally different and conflicting statements. Those people are not crazy. Okay? You may think you have gotten off or got away. That's not the case. That's not the case. Hasn't it been? Yeah. Yep. It has been said that the sharks had a camera there as well. Okay. And thank you so much, love. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And shout out to all of the sponsors on today. Thank y'all so much. If you would like to sponsor the live and be support, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cash App is on the screen, or buy coffee. The like button is for free. So if anything else, please make sure you hit that like button. You think oh look, Becca said, y'all know he going to jail next year. Child, next year is about to be Thursday. Come on, Becca. Okay. That's Thursday. He's a whole red flag. Okay. He's a whole red flag in itself. Come on next year. Next year is Thursday, y'all. We'll be in 2026, Lord willing. I am looking forward to it. Great things happening in our lives. Justice for Romeca coming soon. Okay. Hey, Lisa, welcome. But I love you all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in this morning with us. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you. And shout out to the mods in the building, Shelly Shells and Dreamy Girl. Thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate all the members that are lit up in green. I hope everyone has a fabulous and marvelous Monday. And until next time, bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.